Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Stationeers, where we have some new gases to work with. Also, my music's broken because Windows. 1 second, please. Oh, wait, no. It's there, but not there. Oh boy, it's doing that thing it does where it changed all my outputs. Okay, now I can hear it. All right, sorry. All right. So the gases update came out, which I'd been playing around with in beta for a little bit. I didn't get as much time as I would have liked to have played around with it in beta. Let me pause here. But we now have methane, which is our stand-in for volatiles. CH4. It now has a nice little nifty combustion table. Methane ends up being probably one of the crappier things to combust because you get pollutants in CO2 and the temperatures aren't that great. Sort of. Although when it seems like as an oxidizer, nitrous is still king. You're getting 5.76 thousand Celsius, while also just getting CO2 and nitrogen back. There's no pollutant exchange here, which pollutant this seems to be their catch-all for deleting stuff, right? So O2 and methane, pollutant in CO2. O3 and methane, pollutant in CO2, and a little bit of water. But, okay, maybe it's getting a little loud. Hold on. Okay. If you do hydrogen, which now it's its own thing, you get water in all your reactions. And in the nitrous case, you get a little bit of nitrogen back, but again, nitrous seems to be one of the better reactants or the oxidizers to use because you're getting 7.52 thousand or 6,000 Celsius on the combustion. So as far as I know, there's no other reaction that gets you that high. So it ends up being probably one of the most efficient. Now you do have hydrazine. And hold on. Let's talk about all the new stuff. Okay. All the new stuff is you got methane and liquid methane. You have hydrogen, liquid hydrogen. And then you have hydrazine and liquid hydrazine. They've included alcohol, which requires a fermenter, basically. You have helium, you have silanol, and sodium chloride, and hydrochloric acid, and ozone. There's a lot of ands there. So the only originals that we still have are oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, pollutant, water, and nitrous. Then they've added all the other ones in here. They all exist as liquids as well, except for helium. Helium is a different special case, but you do have new combustions. So you got your methane with any of your oxygen containing oxidizers. So that's nitrous oxide, ozone, or just pure oxygen. You have methane, which is your stand-in for volatiles. You have hydrogen, which is, as far as I know, in very small quantities in ice volatiles. And we'll actually check that in a little bit because when I was testing it on Venus, and Venus has no ices. Hydrazine, which is very, very crappy as a fuel, in my opinion, and you will only be using it for probably rockets because hydrazine just combusts into pollutants. So it's not a very efficient process. You're taking quite a large chemical and you're just turning it into a pollutant. I also don't know why hydrazine is a self-combusting chemical because there's no oxidizer in it. I don't know if this is the actual chemical composition of hydrazine in real life. I'm actually not sure about that. But in real life, it is very toxic and very, very bad for you. Liquid alcohol which again, also a combustor, as long as you combine it with a, an oxidizer. It actually is pretty clean to burn for the most part. There's no pollutants coming out of it, but it is kind of a bit of a pain in the ass because you have to ferment it from certain plants. And then if it's allowed to be exposed to vacuum or if the temperature gets too high, it decomposes into methane. So, helium is a very special one because helium only exists as a gas and it cannot phase change. Now, as far as I know, let's actually look that up real quick. As far as I know, that's not the case with in real life. Or that maybe it turns into a superfluid is what it is. No, it can be turned into a liquid. So helium at very, very low temperatures. Very, very low temperatures and very... Nah. So helium at about anywhere from 0 to 3 megapascals when it's very cold. So we're talking 0.001 Kelvin is a liquid. But in this game, it acts as a completely inert liquid. It's a gas. So it's got, it's got some little things you can do with it. If you got to compress or if you got to condense, if you have to avoid phase change in a pipe, maybe something that swings in temperatures wildly, helium is probably going to be your best solution. Although I don't know if any place has helium as a standard. I think this can only be traded. I would have to load into every single map and find out. The hydrochloric acid is what's in the atmosphere of Venus. Yeah. So hydrochloric acid as a gas is Venus. Sodium chloride is just a very, very good like heat retention. It's got a very, very good heat capacity, basically. At room temperatures is solid. It's salt. It's sodium chloride, NaCl, literally what you pour on your food. It does remain a liquid at very high temperatures. So you're looking at like, what is that? Its phase change point is at, let's use Celsius just because it's easier. About 336 Celsius. And I mean, the pressure is quite low, but yeah, look at that. So long as you keep it under pressure, it's got pretty good, work with. Let me see. Oh, the other one that they added is silanol. So silanol, I don't know if it's an actual real life chemical, but in this game, it's very good refrigerant. It's got a very, very, very good phase change temperatures. So, and it's got a very good heat index or heat capacity. So this is probably going to end up being late game your refrigerant for phase change. The one thing is there's no way to make it. This has to be, as far as I know, this has to be traded for. So it's another traded chemical. But yeah, so pretty cool. I did push my before update videos a little faster just to try to get this in on the weekend. So it should be up on Saturday. So just a little bit of waffling about. Let's get some stuff done. I still do need to upgrade my trader, and we'll have to also contend with the fact that I now have new chemicals or new gases inside my networks. Let's see. This should be the same. This pollutant CO2 and O2. Okay, yep. The only thing that should have changed should be my... I'm just pulling up all sorts of things. Should be my furnace setup over here. Let's go ahead and turn this on. It's a little more light. So now if I look at my furnace setup, yep, we got methane in it. So, and then, oh, the one thing I do want to test, let me see here. What's in here? Anything valuable? Just some methane. Not really. Okay, let's empty out the furnace. So I want this completely emptied out. And the reason for that is I want to shove in a singular piece of, I shouldn't get rid of it. Okay. A singular piece of volatile. Is there a way for me to know? It just tells me the room. So I want to put in a single piece of volatile in there and see what it does. Man, this thing was full. Come on, come on, come on. I want to see what the composition of volatiles is, basically. One stuck here. You're almost there. Come on. 0.403 millimoles. They made the mole composition even more involved. It feels like it. I don't remember it going down to millimoles. There goes the nitrogen. Pollutant. There goes CO2. Okay, we are now in a vacuum. Let's go ahead and shut that. And all right, see what we got. Yep. So there is hydrogen in volatiles. So your volatiles are going to have 20 moles of hydrogen or 20 moles of methane and then 2 moles of hydrogen. That means that every time that you combust with volatiles, you are getting some water. Because there's hydrogen presence in there, and any other oxidizer that you use will create water. Which is interesting. No, what? No. Go away. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. So that's interesting because, yeah, let's see, hydrogen, any combustion will cause water to be formed. I mean, that's one way to get water, but you're not going to get a lot of it. So I don't know if it's going to be worth capturing the gas from that and then storing it away. That is one thing you're going to have to remember, is that because of that, you kind of run into the issue of, well, now there's extra mass that's going to be created in my furnace. That's going to be interesting. And it's always going to be a gas because, realistically speaking, unless you let it cool down a lot, it's just going to be a gas. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and get into the process of upgrading this baby. I want it to be a 5x5. So I need quite a bit of frames. I'm going to need quite a bit of kits and stuff like that. We won't be playing with the gases quite today, just because there's no purpose in it for me right now. But probably maybe in the next episode. I just finished doing a big pass on the furnace in the chores episode, so I'm not going to be doing much furnace work today, I don't think. To bring a bunch of water in, which I have to process, but that's not exactly an emergency. Let's put you back. I'll keep the water on me. I did make the landing kits already, which I did prep for that. What I didn't make were the frames or the steel sheets, so that's going to have to come too. And I have to move that dish. Actually, while this thing is doing its thing and stacking up some stuff, let's go ahead and disassemble this dish real quick. A lot of people love watching, staring at me, cutting cables and doing refinishes. I'm sure. I'm sorry. It's just I tend to keep hitting the wrong button now. Okay, cool. There we go. So yeah, the dish is going to have to move if I'm going to do this. Okay, there's some here, put it away. There's some there, put it away. I don't need plastic sheets for anything right now. I do need steel sheets though. Ooh, my mouse moved all weird. Ow. I'm also looking into possibility of some audio upgrades. I've had my audio set up for quite some time, and as much as I love the way it's worked for a long time, I am having a struggle with trying to get better audio out of it. I did go back to some of my Oscar videos, and their sound was far better than what I currently am going through. And I have tried to tune it and work with it and mess with it a million times, and I just cannot get it to sound any better. So, we're just going to go ahead and try a little bit of an upgrade, hopefully soon. Hopefully. Now that I think about it, do I want to make a landing strip as well? Or maybe that's an upgrade I want to do after I finish this one. Okay. Okay, I do need more frames. I do want to back some of this up a little bit more because it's kind of tight in this area. Matter of fact, I would like to readjust my vending machine as well. Did I take everything out of this thing? Oh, it's not turned on. I did not. Okay. Am I having a storm today? No, I'm not. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's extend this a bit more. And then I'm not going to make a landing strip, but I do want to push it one back. Yeah, with the whole kit and caboodle, we're going to push it one back. So let's go over here. I'm finished. Do forget that, oh, one more. Steel sheets stack quite a bit more. All right, let's do frames. While the frames are making, let's go weld what we do have. No, you... Hey. I did try playing on Venus in the Veda with the same start conditions. So Stationeers difficulty, brutal start. Holy crap. Is it a mad dash to try to make things work? And there's so many different things you have to worry about because of how hot the environment is, because of how much pressure the environment has. The fact that they still haven't done something about getting sucked into the ground every time you dig it has been could be a little frustrating. let's go with that. Frustrating. So there's that. But it was definitely very fun to try to do something I had not done before. So we're gonna go ahead and disassemble you. Put you in. I need to move you one back, I think. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up that kit again. You there. Just straight landing pad there. And then wait, no, it would need to go further back. Damn it. Poop. What's your frame stack for? 50? They can't stack for that much, can they? Need to... Yeah, there we go. I need anchoring points for... Oh, no, that's not... There we go. Better. Does this matter? No, of course not. But in my mind it does. Oh, that's it. I don't do the double weld. I know Splitsy loves doing his double weld, but no, I don't. This is perfectly fine. Material efficient for the moment. I especially love... So, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Splitsy. He's a Space Engineers content creator that has kind of spreads out pretty good. You know, he's got a decent spread when it comes to the things that he plays and streams and stuff like that. But he's very big, and he's part of the reason why I do not... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so yeah. Okay. That threw me off for a second. He's one of the reasons why I don't use iron is because he made a very good point about the fact that iron is very inefficient material-wise. And when you think about it, when I sat down and thought about it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It is kind of inefficient materials-wise. He's not wrong. But then... he will turn around. What? No. Why did you change? I just want the straight there. He'll turn around and he'll double weld frames on the outside, and it's like, but why? But why? So that I always found that amusing with him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Missing. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I need the control unit. So we'll do 6. Landing. No, it's not. Pad, I think it is. No. Is it electronics? Yes, landing pad, run away. Is it? Hold on. Run away. No. Landing basic is the one I'm looking for, right? Threshold, taxi, corners. Where is the data and power? Is landing pad basic? That's what I'm looking for. I made the wrong thing. Pad basic, and I said I needed 6. So let's go 6, 4. 4 should work. I mean, I'll eventually use it, so it's not like it's gonna go to waste, but I would like to not waste right now. But yeah, so I always found that amusing. He's like, "Oh, the I use steel because iron is inefficient," and again, he's right. It is, but also, why are you double welding frames? You know, just do that here. That's all you need. Just double weld frames in here. How are these guys doing? Growing poorly. Poorly. Growing poorly. Is it the pressure or is it the temperature? It is 22 degrees in here. And if I remember correctly, soybeans and wheat both want higher temperatures. Ideal 20 to 30. And then wheat. Where is the wheat? Ideal is 20 to 30. Yep. 25 minimum grow pressure. Ideal is 50. How about soybeans? Why am I capitalizing stuff? Soybean minimum is 50. I mean, they use nitrogen. Or this one uses nitrogen, but there's plenty of nitrogen in the atmosphere in here. Yeah. I might have to actually put some more, though, now that I think about it. Because those soybean plants are consuming how much again? 8.64 moles per hour. So, just as an FYI, soybeans delete mass because they consume 17.28 moles per hour of gases, and they only produce half of that. So just, if you didn't know, soybeans are gas deletion devices. So over time, you will lose pressure in this environment. Good to know. There's plenty of water too, so it's not a water issue. There's 26 liters of water in there. So, give me 1 second. I gotta. Kitties, you love them, but they drive you nuts sometimes. Come back. Kind of off the cuff today, apparently. So yeah, I'll have to get more nitrogen in here, which is not ideal because my nitrogen is actually, it's not too bad. But nitrogen is a little colder than I would like. I do have to get more CO2 in here too, actually. So there's that. I might have to set up a filtration to bring in CO2 from the outside and kind of pump it in here. And the other thing I wanted to do was actually, I want to change that light to a grow light. Maybe set it on a timer for the day. Not sure. Okay. Enough faffing about. Upgrade our trader. And go for there. Do I do it? I did not. It created way more than what I wanted. How did you get... You know what? It's fine. It's not ideal, but again, we're going to end up using it, so whatever, I guess. Let's go. No storms yet. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and weld this up. Boom. Done. Okay. Because of how massive this new landing pad is, I need to make arrangements to be able to fit my damn dish. Which I think the dish is in a whole 9x9, isn't it? No, it's bigger. Oh, sorry, the dish is 9x9, 3x3. It's a 9 square area. It's actually bigger. It's 4x4. Which makes it 16. Okay. More frames. Got it. Damn it. Wait. I might have enough frames. Let's see. Ideally, I would want it not so close. Where is the console? Where's the console? It's on the other side. That's over there. You sons of... Right. So... on the left and right. Let's see here. I can't get the console to go where I want it to. Okay. Why do you refuse? What is going on? It refuses to put the console where I want it. There's there. Okay. No, that's not where I want the console, you douchebag. What is going on? It's being so dumb. Console's on the left. Console's on the back. No. Oh, my word. Look at this. Oh, there it is. What the? Utha. Utha. It's all on frames. It cannot hurt you. You will be fine. So much faster. So much better, in my opinion. Okay. Okay. Let's do a little bit of cable cleanup here, real quick. Please. Thank you. Okay. We're going to do that. Give me this thing. And do the communications thing. Right. Damn it. Go. Put that away. That away. I keep forgetting that that's all that needs. A little weird. Nope. So we're going to go ahead and do okay. Then where are we going to put this computer? Because of course the data and power are switched. So you know I gotta be judicious about this. That big power cable should. Don't let big power cable fool you. I'm not in fear of ever breaking my heavy cable, but it is much more expensive for me to route my heavy cable than it is to route my light cable. So, with that in mind, I will be doing special routing on my I think about it. Why do things refuse to face certain ways today? What is going on? Do this. That way I can see what I'm doing while I'm doing that. It's funny. Yep. Cool. Let's do... We're going to route comms this way. So I'm going to take these pieces out. And... go. Okay, there is our routing for that. Oh, go away. Thank you. Okay, and then B. This needs to be part of an ella. Okay. On. Cool. All working. All I need now is my vending machine. I think that's a good spot. Grim. Here you go. Gordon, we now have expanded landing pad. How far away is this guy? Stellar smelter. 90 degrees from contact, huh? I don't know. I don't think I've ever noticed if that thing is actually like doing anything. 51 degrees from contact still. Interesting. Like, it's so slow. So slow. It's 10 degrees of change. Come on. I think it just makes noise. Like, honestly, I've never seen that actually move. The small ones I've seen move, but not this one. As far as I remember, at least. And since I don't want to store this anywhere else, there you go. Oh my God. Hurry the hell up. Oh, it is moving. Just stupidly slowly. So slowly, in fact, that I can barely tell. Which should say something. Done. 26 degrees from contact. There we go. There's first big ship coming down. Turn that fucking thing off. Imagine I turn the satellite off. The ship crashes because it loses its landing beacon. That would be kind of insane. I don't know what this guy's gonna have to offer. What was he called? Stellar Snacks? Is that what it was? Star Sippers. Okay. So he'll buy bulk. Sorry, I can buy bulk gases. Bulk hydrogen sounds pretty good. Bulk ozone, I don't know how to make bulk ozone, so liquid nitrogen tanks, liquid oxygen canisters, methanes, on in water. I don't know what you would use hydrochloric acid for right now. He'll take cake, empty liquid canisters, heavy oxygen filters, and ice water. Interesting. He'll take ice water. He sells bulk water, but he'll take ice water. Interesting. But it's not pure ice, which is what I would make. Hmm. Maybe I can just buy some bulk water from him. 1 liter, a 20C. So it's 12 credits. That's euros. 12 euros a liter. I don't have a lot of money though. I can let some liquid canisters, I guess. Make a little bit of money that way. Let's see, why not? It's just a little bit of processed iron. They make pretty fast. That's slightly concerning. They don't stack very high though. We do not stack very high at all. What's that? 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go with some water. Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me. Wow, I ate the last potato completely? I don't even remember doing that. Barely dry. Yeah. I knew there's a reason why I didn't dump all my, all of my, seeds into one place. That was a good idea. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should set up a bulk thing. My ear is ringing. That is super annoying. What did I put in them? That doesn't matter. Available 8. I'm gonna give you 8. 60 is basically nothing. But I can buy some water from him if I really, really needed to. Which I kind of don't, if I'm being honest. So these liquid canisters, man, are so dangerous because they're not insulated as far as I know. So you got to take them and immediately shove them in a vacuum, especially on like places like Venus and stuff like that. If not, you're going to be screwed. Anybody new? Star Sippers. Yeah, they're the ones down here. For right now, I've done all the trading I'm going to do for the moment. Let's go ahead and... Now that I think about it, I can leave all this on. Just go slip and slip. And it turns everything over here off. That's perfect. Let's go ahead and work on... bringing in some more nitrogen into this environment. I gotta have a think about how I'm gonna do that safely, because right now the nitrogen is very, very cold. And that is a bit of an issue. I have to be very, very careful with that. But essentially, I think we do need more nitrogen in here. I think we need a grow light in here, which I keep forgetting to make. Grow light. Copper, steel, and electrum. Not too bad. Where's it made? Electronics printer. Okay. Yeah, we definitely want to grow light in here. This is very, very pitiful. Okay. This is already hooked up, so we should be able to start melting our ices. In which case, I wanted to raise the temperature of this. So 288 C is barely above 0. So this is 0. 120K is 0 C. $320K. What's $320K in? I wish they had a conversion in here already. That would be so nice. I need to remember. No, I don't remember. Well, not new, but smelting, mining. Where is trading rockets, genetics? $35.65. Oh, you know something that might be useful in Venus, now that I'm thinking about it, for dealing with not consuming so much oxygen, is making a air mix. Making it a nitrogen-oxygen mix. Because then your nitrogen is supplementing some of that wasted oxygen. I just thought about that. But yeah. 35.65, huh? Don't think I can put too much more. I probably can, but I don't know what the tolerance is for percentage of oxygen. It's not like we have a lot of oxygen in here either. Anyway, I mean, and that's 20 moles per cell. It's another thing to remember, right? So here it's 22.5. Here's 23.3, and that's because there's more stuff here than here, so your capacity is lower. But I would like to raise the pressure in here if I can, just a little bit. My concern now, though, is temperature. Well, first things first, let's see if this thing works without killing me. Okay. This is going to take a while, I suspect, because it's heating up first. When did I set it to? 320? 320 is quite warm, is what 320 is. Yeah, 320 is... yeah, in like the 40s or something. That's funny. Let's not go that high. 290. Let's go 290. Now 16C. $300. Final answer, 300. Getting a little bit of evaporation, which is slightly concerning. I might have to make these all insulated to avoid some of that leak. That was something I was thinking about last time too, is that we do have quite a bit of exposed pipe here. And might cause an issue. Ugh. Boy. I guess I could technically just make the insulation and put it on, but it's fine. Yeah, so many exposed pipes, you run into the risk of just absorbing so much more heat so much more quickly. And I'm trying to avoid that because their temperature is pretty low here. I don't remember what I said as my input. And you know what? That might be something that I should work on. Is there like a keyboard in this game? Hold on. Let me see. There's no keyboard. I guess the only thing that we have as an input device is what do you call it? Screen. Kind of sucks because I would have liked to have been able to say, hey, I'm going to adjust that by having a little knob here that I can control. And I don't think there's anything like that in this game, which makes me a little sad. Low frequency oscillator, logic step sequencer. Stopwatch, displays, dial. Ooh, there's a dial. There's a dial. And assignable dial with up to 1,000 modes. I don't know what that means. I guess technically I can use a dial? Or... Oh. We're getting to 24 and then triggering. Okay, where's my laptop? I stepped on it. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and check this real quick. Pretty close. So my math is correct. It's pretty close. It's 25C. Let's do 31C. Probably a better yeah, words. Don't mind me. Wrong thing to do. Thank you. A little bit less leaching. That means that we are getting up higher. So he's barely growing towards fruiting. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get a grow light. Since the oh, you're done finally. Only took you a million years. Oh, I forgot to get a drink before I left. Oopsie. Let's go in here. Electro printer is this one. Let's do grow light. We set it on a timer to be on and off for a certain amount of time. Oh, yeah, thank you. Can I? I can't actually reach it from the outside. I never fixed these frames. It still has frames on the outside, or walls on the outside. Go ahead and I think that technically the only kind of grow light I get. Do I have a way to find out why it's barely growing towards fruiting? They're like a plant scanner I don't know about. Maybe. Let me see. Plant sampler, plant genetic analyzer, plant genetic analyzer, water usage. There's cartridge plant analyzer. Let's go make one. Let's go make one. Yay! Let's analyzer. We'll probably start making these things up. Kinetic stabilizer. Ooh, that needs stellite. Splicer and analyzer. These guys both need stellite. Well, not the analyzer, but the splicer and the stabilizer need stellite. Is this where I finally make a second advanced tablet because our primary tablets don't have enough functions? Advanced. Is the advanced tablet made here?
Hydration critical.
It is. Holy crap. Well. Interesting. There we go. Okay. You go, buddy. You and eat. Growth efficiency 20%, breathing efficiency 100%, temperature efficiency 100%. Minimum ideal 19.8, max ideal 30.3. Max ideal. Current temperature 27. Pressure, light efficiency, light intensity, illumination stress. Okay, so it's not getting enough light, apparently. Carbon dioxide, pollutant. Okay, so this is just a situation of not enough light, as far as I can tell. Everything else is fine. So this is max ideal is 30. Well, 30.3 on that one. 29.9 on this one. 19. How about you? Okay. Wheat, growth efficiency 18%, breathing efficiency 101, temperature efficiency 100, 19.8, 29.9. So all these guys' max ideals 30. I don't know why I just spelled tomato like that. Don't mind me. 30. What did I make? I think I need to change this. Let's do 28. Wait, did I export that? I don't think I exported that. Okay. No darkness deficiency. Illumination stress. Okay. Minimum ideal is 49. Pressure, minimum ideal is 48. How about you? 48. Light intensity 80, light efficiency 23. Breathing efficiency 99. Oh, that's 101. Okay. So they just needed more light. I hate that right there. I dislike it quite a lot. But the sake of getting these guys growing, I will deal with nasty, ugly cables. I'm gonna have to see if I can find a mod with more lights, because the lights in the game are just not good in my opinion. Like, they all suck for doing this kind of routing. Like, there's no pass-throughs on any of them, which just seems asinine. I don't know. There's so much weirdness in this game sometimes. So what I might do is put one here and one here. And I think that'll spread that a little bit better. I think it'll do a lot, or a little bit better. Than what we currently got going on. Plus, go. Okay. But yeah. So we've been at it for an hour. Not much has changed, unfortunately, because that's just the way she goes. These kinds of games, this is exactly how this works. Now, I have considered, now that the new gases are in, and now that I've kind of had a little bit more experience, coming in and doing something a little more dangerous. Maybe doing a Venus start or a Moon start, because technically Moon, Brutal, and Stationeers would be quite more difficult. Words are hard. Quite a bit more difficult than what we did here in Mars. Mars, because of the presence of gases and ices, it's much simpler than basically anything else. So, I don't know. I'm considering it. I've gotten pretty good at going through what we have right now. My concern is that don't care. Just go with it. No. I gotta go on the inside to do this. Damn it. New one here. And of course, it's not gonna face the right way, because why would it? Where should I go? Here and here. No, I'm gonna get the best and widest spread this way. And just go there and there. All right, let's go do this real quick. But yeah, just to kind of up the challenge a little bit. I did say I was going to launch a rocket first, so we're still quite a bit of ways from that. So, not sure how I want to do it. If you guys have any thoughts, please put them down in the comments. But for today, I think that's going to be it. I hate my existence for having to do this. I don't know technically have something over here. I also need to be cautious of what's on that side. Okay. I could have just turned on my sensor glasses, but you know. Poorly, poorly, poorly. Yep. They're all light deficient. Or not light deficient, but they're, you know, they're struggling with their light stress. Illumination stress. Is that all I'm gonna get? 170? Oh, that one went down a little bit. Frickin' potatoes don't give a crap. They're like, whatever, bro. So yeah, did a little bit of trader expansion, brought down a bigger trader, talked about some of the new few gases, did some plant stuff. So it's not exactly the most exciting thing ever for today, but it's kind of a weird in-between episode that would normally go as a 0.5, but because of the new gases and the fact that I wanted to talk about those, it didn't go in as a 0.5. You know, just weirdness all around, as you would expect from a guy that is just not a very good streamer. Or you recorder, see? Don't even know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, ooh, we're at 26. What did I set this at? I've forgotten. 28. Is that warm? 28? I think 28 is very warm for humans. It's 80. 82 degrees. Let's do 25. I'm just going to stick it to 25. I think 25 is pretty good. Yeah, 25 is about 76, 77 degrees. I think that's good. I think 25 is ideal. All right, but yeah, that'll be it for today. Probably in a 0.5, I'll finally redo some of this stuff back here, and maybe prep for doing some deep miners. We're gonna need deep miners if we're gonna do any more work. I need you to shut up. Please stop. The groaning sound constantly is driving me nuts. We're gonna need deep miner if I want to do rockets, because rocket engine tiny. Is there a thing on rockets? Let me see. Rockets. So rocket parts are printed at the rocket manufactory, which we have to still make. Fuselage type 1A must be built upon a launch mount. A pumped gas engine must be placed in an engine mount. Resource umbilicals are placed on the launch tower and connected between umbilical gas and umbilical sockets. A computer where the rocket control motherboard provides user interface to control the rocket. A pair of data links are used to create planet side logic uplink and a rocket side logic rocket downlink, which must be hooked up to the computer modern. And rocket avionics should be placed in the rocket tactics main rocket controller. On the rocket control motherboard map screen, you can set the rocket destination. Expect to use 5 to 20,000 moles of fuel per rocket trip, depending on rocket size. Used to chart unknown locations to discover mineable asteroids. More complex rockets may use rocket miner and cargo storage small. So, first things first, we need a gantry, or launch tower. Which, it's in the manufactory, and it needs steel. Okay. Then we need... Well, actually, first things first, we need a rocket manufactory, which is iron, gold, and copper. So that's pretty easy. We can probably make that almost immediately. Launch mount. That's more steel. Makes sense. Fuselage type A1. Fuselages are made of steel. Okay. Pumped gas engine. 2-1 mix of methane to oxygen gas. Okay. That's gold, copper, steel. It needs pipes and steel sheets. Okay. Engine mount type 1. That's out of a fuselage kit. Umbilical gas. Yeah, these are all like non-crazy things that it needs. None of the stuff... This is the first thing that has needed more complicated materials. Rocket avionics. Again, uncommon solder, not exactly very difficult. Those are tier 2 metals. Yeah, none of these are ridiculous requirements. So maybe tomorrow or next episode, whenever that might be, we'll look into where I want to actually set up a rocket launch platform. And I mean, I do want it to be down here because even if I do go through with moving up there, I would still want the rocket to be down here. Just because I think it'd be cool to look out the window and just see the rocket down below. Just the thing. But yeah, growing moderately towards fruiting. Poorly. Okay, well, that's your opinion, man. Their illumination stress is 107 now, so it's getting better. No darkness deficiencies yet. Light efficiency is kind of shit. Excuse my French. These are growing 94%, growing moderately well towards fruiting. So yeah, they just weren't doing too good because they didn't get enough light, apparently. Which, you know, again, that's your opinion, man. Anyway, so that'll be it for today. Appreciate you all stopping by. Y'all have a good one.